inclusive education. Before knowing about inclusive education, we should have some knowledge about special education and segregation, which are the two related terms of inclusive education. So let us see the first one. Special education. Special education is provided to meet the unique needs of children with diversity, whereas segregation means separating or isolating students with diverse needs from regular classrooms. Let us take an example of special education and segregation and understand in a better way. So, in special education, what happens is both the normal and the children with diverse needs are studying in the same classroom. So here, the children with special needs are given extra classes based on their needs. For example, a student who has hearing impairment will be given extra classes where they use sign language. But what happens in segregation is that they separate the students based on their needs. For example, a student who has visual impairment will be sent to a school which is specifically built for blind children. Inclusive education means including all children in the same classroom or in the same school. So, it means including children irrespective of their race, gender, disability, medical or other needs. It also includes your economically weaker sections of the society. So here all the children study in the same classroom or in the same school. So let us take an example of inclusive education. In inclusive education, for example, a student with a learning disability in reading studies in the same class with the normal students. So here the student will be provided extra help by the teacher, but during the classroom time itself, he will not be given any extra classes or special classes like in special education. Inclusive education is often confused with integrated education. So now let us see what is the difference between inclusive education and integrated education. In mainstream education, all the children with diverse needs and the normal children are brought together in the same classroom. So, mainstream education are of two types: integrated education and inclusive education. So, in integrated education, special needs children are combined with the normal children studying in the same classroom. But inclusive education includes all the children in the same classroom. The difference is that here in integrated education, children with special needs of any one aspect of life is included. But inclusive education includes all the children irrespective of their race, caste, creed, gender, etc. So, in integrated education, special classes in the regular school time is provided, which means according to the need of the children, special classes are provided to them. For example, if a student has a hearing impairment, what will happen? The teacher will give some extra classes where they will use sign language to help the students. But in inclusive education, the children are not given extra or special classes. They are provided extra help or support within the classroom time itself, so that it will be an inclusive class. Let's learn about the principles of inclusive education. The first one, which is access. Access means to be within the reach of the children. So inclusive education means to provide education which is within the reach of all children. The second one, which is equity. Here we come across the word equity, which is different from equality. Equality means providing equal treatment to all students, but equity means to provide support in accordance with the needs of the children. The third one, which is relevance. So the teacher provides instructions or support or help which is relevant to the students in all ways. The fourth which is participation. So the participation of the children in inclusive education is very important. It includes the participation not only of the children but also of their parents and the community as a whole. The fifth principle of inclusive education is empowerment. By providing inclusive education, we are trying to empower the children in all ways. So, this is one of the most important principle of inclusive education.